waits its one last reward.
Ah, well, hello, weary traveler. I didn't see you there. Come, take a seat by the fire. The soup is hot. I was beginning to recount a story of a brave and gentle knight known as Coral, the Unkindled one. Coral was a strong and proud warrior, one who could never die, even after falling in battle. Some may say he is lucky, and others may say he was cursed. But Coral would tell you he was just trying his best. Even at the height of Coral's climb to greatness, he was still battling demons, monsters, wizards. Oh my. It wasn't until he was given an opportunity for companionship that everything changed for proud Coral. Coral began his journey in a strange and foreign land known as Londor, where he had risen to the rank of Lord. Along this journey, Coral experienced weird and fascinating, unexplainable things. Things that some might say didn't make sense. Coral never questioned. He simply continued moving forward on his journey, scaring away the monsters and the demons and the wizards along the way, and doing battle with brave warriors, until one day he met a champion who did best him in battle and taught him a great deal about kicking during the fight, using more than just your weapon. Spectacular deaths, unexpected deaths, some might say bullshit deaths. They were all part of Coral's climb, especially the bullshit deaths. Sometimes he would feel as if it was a nightmare he was stuck inside of. And other times he would revel in the awesomeness and the victory of slaying the demons and the monsters and the wizards and even dragons. Coral had found himself at a bit of a crossroads, unsure for what to do next. He kept being whisked away during his endeavors, whisked away to a time unknown.
Ah, hello.
And that is where our fair lady
Have you seen horrors anywhere?
enters Coral's story. a young fair knight
Deep within these categories.
by the name of Henri,
What relief.
who Coral
I knew that Horace was alive and wouldn't
took a liking to.
Thank you. Well,
Her
but-
kindness and her grace and her perseverance. All things Coral
Ah,
admired
we meet. Have you seen Hop?
and aspired
Goodness me.
in his own right to be more like this fair lady.
Ah, have you seen?
She was looking for her companion,
Please hardly express
a quiet man
Could you please take it?
by the name of Horace.
Oh, I thought
And Coral had found Horace. He had gone mad
Find Horace.
when he attacked Coral
My duty must be done
in a blind rage,
as an unkindled beast.
unaware that Coral was just there to help.
Bless their souls. We all have our reasons.
When he passed along this news to the sweet fair lady,
Ah,
she took it in stride.
you are brave.
She never let it break her spirit,
Face your duty alone.
and Coral admired this as well.
I would do well to learn from you.
Now unknown
Guide your way.
to our kind and gentle warrior, Coral had met a witch by the name of Yoria,
The time is right to greet her.
and this witch
Girl awaits thee
had
in
promised
the dark moon chamber
Coral
of Anor Londo.
that the fair lady Henri
So thou mayst
wished
true
to be wed to him.
till we meet again.
Coral was quite excited by this opportunity
Thou shall guide thee.
for companionship and everlasting love in a world full of darkness and hate and destruction.
Lord, your spouse
He was given
awaits
a
you.
unique blade
You are very near.
passed to him in celebration of the holy matrimony,
The sword of a vow.
and again,
May you
unknown
be the truest Lord
to poor Coral,
of Gondor yet.
the blade had been cursed. As soon as Coral laid hands on the blade, he was overwhelmed by a compelling force of nature that none could understand. And even though he tried, he was unable to fight off the curse. He found the fair lady Henri in some sort of chamber, in a slumber. And as he approached her, the blade compelled him, almost as if it was controlling itself, to do something unspeakable to the fair maiden that he had once admired so deeply. And as the blade used Coral as a vessel to plunge itself deep into the skull of our fair maiden Henri, Coral was overwhelmed with grief and sadness and darkness and despair. Our poor and gentle, kind warrior, who was both brave and proud, was sent into a deep and unquelling rage. A rage that would forever change the trajectory of our Coral's journey. Being so close to an opportunity for genuine companionship, only to have it whisked away from him at a moment's notice, due to a foolish curse beset upon him. Coral was never the same, and now alone, and worse. Coral sought the covenant of Rosaria's fingers and set out on a trailblazing path of destruction and rage, one that he would not stop until he felt his vengeance had been attained. His hatred and his anger and his sadness overtook him, warping his mind. All he could see was the path of red, filled with retribution for the wrong that had been done to him. He lashed out with his anger and his hatred and his grief, all fueled by a deep-seated sadness for the loss of the one he once loved. And the further Coral ventured down this path of darkness, destruction, the further he moved from the gentle and brave and proud knight that he once was, losing what made Coral special. Becoming a monster and a demon like those he once slew. It seemed as though there would be no end to this path of destruction Coral was sought upon, forced upon, through the cruel mischief of a witch and a curse. And he fought, and he fought, and he killed, and he died. Sometimes his enemies would mock him, the loss that he had endured, only to be shamed as they were buried where they stood. Coral even fell so low as to point down to them as a taunt back. One who set out to be honorable in his knighthood had given up so much because of his loss. Just as the demons and the monsters had run in fear of Coral, so too did the other forsaken, unkindled ones. Coral would learn to hone his skills with the dark blade, Corvian great knife, and the great sword of judgment, and the chaos glaive. They all fueled Coral's path. He grew stronger. He hit harder with every combatant that fell to his blade. He'd stand his ground. He never backed down. He never showed fear. Almost as if there was nothing left but the monster he had become. He began to trust the other Reds. A foolish mistake. Coral learned he could only trust himself.
Go on,
I wish I could say
take it.
that this story had a happy ending. No. Not today. Although, Coral's journey is not over.